What's up, boys? We are live on YouTube because there's nothing else to do, and I thought I was gonna have I thought I was gonna have a video for today, but I didn't have a video, so hopefully we're gonna wait for a little bit. We're gonna try to get some of you guys to hop on.
It just now gave me the notifications.
Yeah, so it's shooting it out. Ty, you just want to point this thing at me for a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead.
19 homies. So
19. All right, boys. So we have got a new engine for the Supra, and we're gonna reveal it here in a little bit. A Supra.
don't listen to him.
Should we do it, Ty?
Don't
Should
listen
we
to
do it
him. They probably don't even know about like the crappy Supra engine.
What is the crappy Supra engine?
Doesn't know what this is.
No, this is the good Supra engine. This is like the ultimate Supra engine, I think. Those of you guys who freaking know, you probably know. But
This thing's a pain in the ass to hold.
we're pinning in the wiring harness right now. This beautiful wiring harness right now. We're doing some testing. So we're beta testing the new Supra engine is what I think we're gonna call this. And this thing's gonna work.
It's like a big boy Jay-Z.
Oh, it's the big boy. So I think
It's like
oh, you know what? I didn't do the VVT. I didn't do the VVT sensor yet. Because that's cam sensor. I need to do VVT, which was brown.
yeah.
Unless I did. No, I didn't. Hold on. Need a wire. No, maybe I shouldn't do VVT right now.
Just do whatever you gotta do.
VVT.
All right, guys.
That.
If you got questions while we're trying to work, we're trying to make it a.
We're just hanging out.
Yeah, we're just hanging out. Maybe we'll try to answer some questions, comments while we're hanging out. Figure just go live since there's no video right now.
Chats, since the ad rev is just freaking in the.
Oh yeah, I should see my. You guys should see my brainstorm sheet of surviving the
Frickin'
pandemic apocalypse.
So normally
on YouTube.
CPM, which is cost per thousand of like ad rates, is what average is probably about 9. Right now we're looking at about 3.
Yeah, so that's like 60%. But
Cut 60% cut.
so for all you guys who think we're not out of work either,
Yeah, I mean
we're all in this together.
we're
so that's why we're hanging out. We're all in it together.
We're hanging out. So if you guys want to buy some merch, everything is for sale. It's
cheap.
It's been for sale, but it's
I
on
put it
sale
really cheap. He doesn't know how
on,
cheap. So
on the website. So freaking Ty.
Trevor hasn't seen how much I marked it down to yet.
I
So
hope you did, Mark.
I mean,
We
it's
still
don't.
you gotta leave some like meat on the. You gotta leave some meat on the bone, you know.
Yeah.
We need to. I still need to be able to turn on the lights.
So
But, do we got any good questions?
no, everyone's just kind of saying what up right now. So if you guys got any questions, comments, what's hanging out?
Concerns?
Yeah.
If you guys are concerned about Ty's well-being, if I treat him all right, you know, now's your chance to ask. I don't know if it's a safe spot or not.
Is this a safe zone?
Let me hop over here.
Pandemic safe zone? No, it's not actually a new Supra engine. We're just making jokes because it's
Actually,
inline.
you
Because
know
it's
what?
like inline 6 things and.
I want to get a Mark. So somebody was offering a trade. They wanted to trade me they had a Mark III Supra shell. They wanted to trade for the MR2, which I didn't really think that was a great trade, but it was pretty decent if it had like a tranny or something. But it'd be cool to put this in like a Mark III Supra. Somebody actually already has put one in a Mark III Supra too, but I think it'd be kind of cool. Or maybe we could put it in my 240.
One guy from Houston say, "What up? What up, Houston?" Super chat. Appreciate that.
Super chat from Houston. Houston, we got a super chat.
Oh, did anybody get their Trevi's custom shirts? You should have gotten them by now.
Somebody sent in they DM'd
Anybody?
some pictures.
Did they? I
They
didn't
said
see
it
it.
was the softest shirt they'd ever owned. Softest, best, nicest shirt they'd ever owned.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, so they just went out, so I haven't heard anything back yet on them. I mean, I think they're dope, but that's my opinion doesn't matter.
I think they're pretty dope too. So I mean, we both think they're dope.
That's right.
So that's good. So basically, if you guys are wondering what I'm doing right now, I am wiring in ECU Master EMU Black in parallel with the stock ECU on this GM. I absolutely don't care about this chassis or anything about it.
We thought about like cutting the roof off, just
Or,
giving it a shot.
I don't know,
No,
doing
I'm just.
something. But the thing is that I've been really interested in these engines. This GM 4200 is 4.2 liter VVTi on the exhaust cam, aluminum block, aluminum head. It's a 4 liter inline six, 4.2 liter. So it's kind of similar to the Barra engine that's made by Ford in Australia. It's only offered in Australia. But people make a ton of power.
I mean, you can get them in like, can't you get them in New Zealand too?
Well, yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's no Barras. There is Barras in the United States, but they're hard to get a hold of, and they're kind of expensive. And these things, you could go to your local junkyard, and there's literally going to be like 20 of them, like 20. And nobody takes the engines out of these things at the junkyard unless they mostly it's like transmissions and freaking fan clutches, I think.
Yeah, because they're 4L60s.
Yeah, it's 4. Well, and then the trannies just blow on them and stuff. But again, if you guys haven't been following along with this project, that's kind of the whole goal of this, is to let's see if this is cool or not. Which it's probably not, but you know, I don't really have a budget to like we were just talking about it today about like the Civic. I'm like, I don't really have the budget right now to like spend another $2,500 on that thing, or $3,000 to make it amazing by like sleeving the engine, getting cams, doing an LSD. I mean, that sounds like $4,500. Like I just can't do that right now. All the upgrades that I would want to do to the Civic, I can't really, because it's just not a good time to be spending money. We've been trying to sell the R8. If you guys didn't see that video where I said I was broke, I mean, I wasn't really lying. Like having the R8, it's cool, but I just don't make like R8 money to like justify having it. Like I have it and it's there, but like I can't do anything else right now. Really, is kind of how I feel.
So we're doing turbo junkyard stuff.
Doing some budget stuff. I would like to. I've been trying to find like a budget C10. I think that this would be a really cool engine in a C10, especially because a lot of them came with straight sixes from the factory. This would be kind of like replacing that. So we could get one of these in a C10, get it running and driving with the freaking turbo, do some cool stuff. I hope that would be kind of the goal. Yeah, so I'm just kind of laying the wiring harness in here right now. Need to hop back underneath it and plug in all the transmission sensors and all that stuff too.
I'm gonna grab the little tripod holder because I'm shaky. Yo, shout out to the guy who sent that that €5 super chat. We appreciate that. I'm looking for the little. Oh, I need the little. Joe, do you know where the little phone mount holder thing is? Yeah, that's what I need on this whole, just so I can hold it a little better. I'm gonna set you guys like up in a weird spot for right now, just for a minute, maybe. I get set up. Oh. Hey, what up, Massachusetts? Oh, yeah, pounds, euros. Wasn't sure what it was. I don't know if you guys are Brexited or not. My bad. No, he's not putting the Supra. It's just a joke because it's like a inline six.
He was just making it funny.
He's making it funny, you know, one and the same. How's everybody's quarantine going? You guys just hanging out? I think this stretches enough. All right, hold on. It's gonna get shaky for a minute. I'm trying to put you guys on the holder. Bear with me. CD. No, someone was saying that you can like bolt the like the Chevy Colorado things.
So you could do a manual. To get a manual transmission on here, you have to have a custom flywheel. So if you take a GM, like a Chevy Colorado with a 5-speed manual, it's very similar to an R154. I think they're like an AR5 or whatever transmission. They bolt right up to these things, but this has a different crankshaft bolt pattern. So you have to have a custom flywheel made to basically adapt it, or you know, you need a flywheel for this. And I don't think any GM cars came with this bolt pattern as a flywheel option that will work with like the Colorado clutch. So people have done it. There's this, it's a GM 4200 performance swaps and performance group on Facebook. So those guys are, there's a lot of information on there, but a couple guys have made custom flywheels. One guy made 2 or 3 of them, but he sold them all. So I don't know. For now, it has a 4L60E, and that is why I'm trying to use the stock ECU in parallel with the ECU Master. Is basically just so I could use the stock ECU, let it control the transmission, and then I want to take over the fuel and the ignition timing and throttle body and all that stuff with the ECU Master, so that I could actually dial in that stuff and it'll just do exactly what I tell it to do. Versus the stock ECU is just kind of, you can't do anything. There's no way to get like a boost reference in the stock ECU. The stock map sensors isn't big. There's not a way to scale the map sensor. Like there's no, if you get an 06, you could actually use a mass airflow sensor and you could scale that table and get different VE maps and stuff to scale, so you actually have like boost tables. So this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Instead.
So one guy asked Super Chat, said, "Can we take advantage of like the business loan forgiveness stuff?" And yeah, so we've applied for we've applied.
For all that stuff.
It just takes time. Like then there's no guarantee either. Like it has to go through an approval process, and you got to think of how many people are applying for unemployment and small business assistance and all that. But we've applied, and so we'll see what happens. As far as the Euro merch distributor goes, I mean, so we distribute all our own merch. We don't have like a merch fulfillment place. Like we do it all ourselves, like just us. So that's why. And so if we got a like print on demand supplier in Europe, I know shipping would be cheaper, but we just don't have any control over like the product, the shipping, how it looks, how it goes out, the quality, any of that stuff. So
like extra stickers.
Yeah, then I have to provide stickers to them. We also have to buy double the merch because we have to warehouse merch there as well. So for how much international sales we actually do, it just doesn't make sense right now. So
the other thing that me and Ty were kind of talking about is doing a little bit more content on Patreon. I know I already have. There's like YouTube has its own version of Patreon, which is the YouTube members. So we thought about releasing some content on there, kind of more exclusive wise, and then we already have some Patreon. I think we have how many people on there? Like 20?
I was like 30 or 40 or something.
So there was like
Patreon
40
members,
or so
yeah.
when it was tied to the giveaway. I think it might have even been up to like 60 when we were doing the giveaway. But then because we had some entries for the WRX tied into that, but then after that, a lot of people kind of fell off. But if you guys are interested in supporting the channel or kind of supporting us, during this time, again, like I mentioned at the beginning of this, like the ad rev it's kind of done some crazy stuff in the past like week or two. I would say the Patreon, buying merch, and like super chats and stuff on here, and just watching the videos, liking the videos, and sharing them with your friends. That's something that you guys could do for free, or just watching, not skipping certain parts of the video that come up. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're up to. I really want to try and start this thing here in a little bit. I'm gonna have to jack it up.
Sweet.
Transmission wiring.
What's up, overseas, UK? There's nothing wrong with that feed. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's fine. It's out of the way. It's not going nowhere. The S14 is in storage until we figure out. Guys, the Supra's out here. It's not going anywhere. We're just making a funny because, I mean, the Mara Barra is a inline 6 as well. Same thing as a 2J, just bigger, so. Sweet, man. Hey, man, I appreciate the super chat again. And for 10 pounds, I said euros, so he's correcting me. But we appreciate that, man. And then, we're still doing our best to make videos. Like I said, if you guys need inspiration or maybe you got some free time to wrench in your own garage, hopefully now's the time to get inspired, because that's what we're trying to do every day, too, is still.
We're trying to keep inspired.
Yeah, we're trying to stay inspired, too, because, I mean, we're all in this together. I know it kind of looks glamorous at times, but we're just like you guys, so. Yeah. Someone asked about the CRX. We've talked about it. We're still looking. It's just not on the priorities list right now.
Well, the thing is like trying to find a purpose for builds right now, especially when a lot of the tracks aren't open. I was thinking like the idea of, behind like building the CRX would be kind of maybe like more of like a road course autocross thing. And like no real track days are happening. Nothing's really happening.
So sweet, man. Yeah. Hey guys, for everyone throwing some super chats in there, we appreciate it for the support. Helps a lot. Yeah, I hope you guys are staying safe as well. You know, especially you guys as you're international and everything. It means a lot to us. So. Do a thing with Hoonigan. We did do a thing with Hoonigan. We did the build breakdown on the 2J Mustang. So if you guys haven't seen Hoonigan's, yeah, we did one with autofocus with Larry Chen. So if you guys haven't seen the 2J Mustang on Hoonigan, check it out. They did. It's a good video. They did a good job. They got a whole. I mean, like you guys know, they got a whole production crew over there. So.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Some guy asked if you ever do a 4G63. Trevor actually did a built Evo 8.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
9, no, it was a 9.
Oh, Evo 9. Yeah, Evo 9. You did a built one.
That was way back in.
Yeah.
That was back in the Motion Auto TV Monday days. Where I'd do one video a week.
Yeah, used to be one video a week. Some guy asked, super chats take a cut. How can you support? Honestly, man, everything's gonna take some kind of cut. So like merch is gonna be cost, and then Patreon takes percentage, YouTube takes percentage. But any way you feel you want to support, I mean, we appreciate it. We're not gonna tell you to do one thing or another.
Yeah,
the GSX
merch works good because like we bought merch, and it's literally
sitting
on the shelf. So it's already been paid for. Like all the merch has already been paid for. And it's like sitting in the basement, like on the shelves. Like all we got to do is ship it out.
It's like pure revenue at this point.
Yeah,
so,
it's pretty much like or recovered. Like
yeah.
So that would be the best. And you guys physically get something that you could hold in your hand and look at it and say, hey, like I'm supporting these guys, and I got a freaking T-shirt, and you can wear it around, stuff like that. Super chats are always easy. And then again, like even if you guys can't like monetarily do anything, just watching the videos, sharing them. Like if we're doing something cool and you like it, shoot your friend a link on Facebook Messenger or whatever.
Spam them. Everybody loves getting spam things.
I think the YouTube algorithm likes that too. Like if it sees that like people are like sending a video to their friends, like it likes that. They're like, oh, this video must be interesting. We're going to show it to more people,
Yeah.
And that's, at the end of the day, like that helps out a lot too.
Yeah.
I have to go back down.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were planning on going to all the Cleats and Cars events. Literally, we were going to be in Florida last weekend. That was our whole plan. And obviously, everything's postponed right now. So whenever this all clears up, we'll be attending all the Cleats and Cars. We're bringing merch, the whole merch stand, tape, tent and everything. So we want to meet you guys in person, too. So if you can come to a Cleats and Cars, whether it be Houston, Florida, Indy.
Yeah, or like Drift Colorado events.
Oh, yeah, if you're in Colorado.
The next time we're going to be drifting in Colorado, but I hope it's soon.
How are the detailing products on carbon fiber? So everything's like pH balanced, so it works the same. As long as your carbon's in good condition, like the clear coat, it's going to work fine. It's going to work the same way as it does on paint. So. We're going to see if Trev's theories work here. So.
Custom theories.
Yeah, the OM606 still chilling. Something with that eventually.
Yeah, I don't
it's one of them things. It's still back there though.
I want to do something with that.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't get this guy's super chat. Jason Lucas. Oh, thanks for the super chat, man. Sorry I didn't see your thing. Much love back to you. It's appreciated. Another Crown Vic. There's been some.
What I want to do is Ty. I know he likes this idea. I want to swap a diesel in a Crown Vic. I want a diesel car, like a 6-liter Power Stroke. I ultimately like to do a 6.7, but those things are freaking ginormous.
Massive.
But yeah,
6 liter is probably the best.
I would say 6-liter or Cummins. Like I honestly haven't done any Cummins stuff on the channel.
Like a 5.9 or something. Or I guess
like a 5.9 or a freaking 6.7. Like do something. I just want to do cool stuff,
Yeah. Oh, we got an order. Let's see. Reese Woodruff. He got himself a vintage cheese. So we do have some leftover vintage cheese because we were planning on taking them to Cleats and Cars, but obviously that didn't happen. So we have some of those left too, and they actually are on sale now as well since they're overstocked. Since we couldn't take them to Cleats and Cars, so they're included in that sale. So if you want one, check one out. So shout out to him for grabbing one. The Fox Party. When will that happen? I don't know. It's somewhere after this, and then after that. So it's in between, somewhere in there.
Something will happen eventually with it. This looks like a rat's nest right
I mean, a little bit. Look at Trevi's.
Trevi's.
The actual Trevi's Customs right here.
Yeah, this is we freaking pulled out Trevi's Customs. So. Yeah.
Figured out the van. Van is getting there. It's getting ready to get some body work, hopefully. So it's coming. It's in the, like I said, it's in the plans. It's just. Where'd you go to Ebisu? Trevor actually went to Ebisu, didn't you?
Yeah. So 2015. Yeah. If you type in Japan, if you go to my channel, and you just search videos, if you just search Japan, I went to Ebisu in 2015.
Like what, 3 weeks or something?
It was 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks total.
Yeah.
So I actually went before Adam or anybody. I was there when the first time Aaron Losey from Lone Star Drift. I was actually there the first time he went to Ebisu and bought his car from Power Vehicles and his JZX 100 and stuff. So I actually bought a JZX 190 over there for like 4 days. Basically rented it from Power Vehicles and drifted it. And you know, most of the courses, I wasn't there during the Matsuri, so I wasn't able to drive like some of the really cool courses, but I still did the jump on Manami, you know, North Course, which Adam and everybody, they make tons of videos up there. They pretty much drive that all the time. We did tons of laps up there, and then Togue Course. That was a really good. That was a really good one. I'm gonna go up with this thing again so it's gonna get loud.
So, shout out to Dean. He just grabbed a vintage tee as well, so probably a few more of those left. So shout out to him. Thanks, Dean. Appreciate the support. The Orange Crown Vic is still in police possession. So I think it's under investigation. So that's about it. It's in the hands of law enforcement right now. Yeah, Trev watched the Freedom 500. I didn't get a chance, so. The Dusty Supra is the 401k. You can see it back there. That's just John. It's Trev's 401k, he says. It's 401k. It's in police possession because it was stolen in there. It's under investigation. So.
What is it?
Yeah, it's about the Crown Vic. So if you guys didn't see Garrett's post and stuff, it got stolen from his yard. And then anytime there's a crime, you know, you guys know how the justice system takes forever. Because it's part of the investigation. That's why they took it.
Investigation from the guy who stole it. They're trying to
him.
They're trying to so he
like pin the charges on him for stealing
it. He set
it.
a fire behind Garrett's house at like a construction company, and then basically hopped the fence, got in the Crown Vic, and drove off with it. It's kind of
so it's like a piece of a crime. It's like evidence now for that arson deal or whatever.
We probably got it back already,
but
we just haven't been to Florida. So.
Oh, someone else ordered something. Let's see. So Rory got a long sleeve and a vintage tee. So shout out Rory, appreciate that. Thanks for the support, man. Like I said, if you guys get anything ordered, I'll get it shipped out first thing tomorrow. So hopefully you guys can get them soon. I don't know how slow postage is going now, but with everything going on, so.
I think everything's still shipping.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's slower or something like that. N54, N55. Our buddy, if you guys remember Blake being around, Blake has an N54 BMW with like JB4, full bolt-ons, a little bit of ethanol mix. So that's a fun car.
Oh, yeah, that thing's freaking quick. Really quick.
Yeah. SR 240. Yeah, we're planning on putting an SR in the one outside. That's on the plans.
So one question, this has been another debate too. We were super scared to actually do another giveaway. So if all this Corona V stuff like wouldn't have happened, we would have already been doing another giveaway on another car. But not necessarily this car was going to be a different one. But what we're planning on doing, or we're tossing around the idea, is if you guys remember the giveaway S14 we did in, what was that, 2017? I think it was 2017. We gave away that SR, or it was a Kooky S14. It had a 400 horsepower SR in it, and we took that out and put in a 2J, and then did a whole build and giveaway on it. Would you guys be interested in this other S14 that's currently a shell? We would swap that 400 horsepower SR in it with a new body kit, new paint, all that stuff, and then do a giveaway on it tied to merchandise as well. So kind of the normal one. Every $5 you spend is, we'll probably do another, like everybody else is doing it now. Freaking every dollar you spend, you get an entry or something. You know.
This guy says he's got 8 in-house CNC machines. You ever need anything?
Ooh, tell him to send me a DM.
Yeah, shoot us an email, man, if you have your CNC information. That's always good to have. I know Dave is even always looking for someone because he's always designing stuff in SolidWorks. So Trevor's just trying to get the wiring harness buttoned up on the Envoy right now. He pinned in some of the ECU master for the EMU Black. So he's going to see if we can get it to start and run piggyback in parallel with the stock ECU to control like the trans and the body control module and everything. So that's about it right now. What about you guys? Questions? What's going on? Updates? Anybody got any cool stuff going on? Getting an R32 or 33. There's no immediate plans for like a GTR chassis. We've talked about it, but it's just all depends if it works, if it's in the cards or not. So it'd be a cool card, I think, to add to the fleet or try out.
Oh, I definitely want one. It's just
yeah,
budget right now, you know.
Yeah, just making it work, like what makes the most sense. So
I definitely want one though.
yeah.
Like if the right situation popped up, I would for sure try to do something with them.
Seems like what's the best pen light? Streamlight.
Streamlight.
Get a Streamlight.
If you guys go to the link in the description of one of my previous videos, there will be an Amazon Associates thing, and it says tools that we often recommend or whatever in the channel. And if you click on that, it'll pull like a Amazon homepage.
Like a store. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Motion Auto store on Amazon. Whereas if you guys buy something off there, I'll get like a kickback off it. But we have like links to like all the Milwaukee tools, a bunch of random like just pliers and wrenches,
paint and body work and tools and just lights, even like belts, like ratcheting belts that we wear. I know people seem to love those. So there's all kinds of stuff on there. Just check out the Amazon affiliates. We just got another. Let's see. So Carl Grinner got himself a zip-up hoodie. Yes, we still got hoodies, guys. So if you still want a Boost Weather hoodie or even a sponsor hoodie, there's still some left. Inline 5 turbo. Barra swapped the S14. So, all right, guys, we're gonna address Barras real quick because it's a big topic. Barras are great. We love Barras. Would love to have a Barra. I know there's Barras in the United States. However, they are expensive. They're not as available. Parts aren't as available. Transmission options aren't as available. So it just becomes a cost versus availability thing here in the States. Otherwise, I mean, probably everything would probably have a Barra.
I've always wanted to mess with one. I've known they're good just by the internet. Yeah. You know, you watch videos on the internet and you're like, dang, that looks tight. I want to do that. But then you're like, can I get one here? No. Or I can, but it's freaking, people want like.
What, that local one that was a turbo one with trans was like 10 grand?
So there was a guy that supposedly had a local one. It was a turbo FG XR6 or whatever, which is like, it was like the blue top with a 6-speed manual trans. Forget everything else, but he wanted like 10 grand for it. But it was like complete, had engine, trans, wiring, turbo, ECU, everything. But then if you get like the NA Barra motors, which are the ones that are in like taxi cabs in Australia, and I guess you could literally find them in Australia for like $200. Same as these things from the junkyard, like $200-300 from the junkyard, and they're everywhere. People want like $1,500 to like $1,800 for them over here in the United States, and like At that point, it's a stock engine. It's NA. They hold about the same amount of power as these, unless you get like a turbo variant, which people make, you know, like 700 to 800 on them. But then anything past that, you pretty much have to build it anyhow, which there's parts, there's rods for these, there's pistons for these, there's guys that have cam blanks. There might be a little bit more work, but eventually you could probably make one of these like 1,000 horsepower, you know. I mean, that would be kind of the goal. Like, well, we'll see. I mean, if not, I think if I can make like 500 with this thing, make a bunch of cool noises and do burnout, you know, that's just as much fun too. So. Well, it's almost as much as fun. Almost as much fun.
Mm-hmm. So Civic here is just chilling. We ain't got no engines. No, we got an engine. We're just waiting on a couple more parts to come in, some OE parts. If you guys can guess, some OE parts that go down here. For this guy right here. So just kind of waiting a day or two more, and then we're gonna get back.
Here tomorrow morning to put the engine back together. I got close on it the other night, and then I like forgot that I needed the chain for the K20 oil pump. So I just ordered the K20 oil pump. I'm a silly goose. I wish I could get this stupid connector in. That would be cool.
Chassis wing. The Mustang. Yeah, so we got the Civic here. The Supra. The 401k. And the 2J Mustang. So got pretty much everything in here. And then the Envoy's on the left, obviously. The Vortec. Yeah, there's been some interest in the R8. It's just right now everything is.
Well, it's like the people,
everybody's
the
in.
people that have that amount of money to spend on a car got affected in some way from the coronavirus, like business-wise, or at least they're smart enough to realize, like, yeah, I probably shouldn't spend this freaking money right now.
Yeah.
Because who knows what's gonna happen, you know?
I mean, yeah, we're all in this together. It could be a month, could be 2 months, could be
3 months,
a couple weeks. We don't know.
Months.
So we're all in it
Jeez.
together.
I can't freaking wait. Stupid thing.
Someone said the 401k, much build it and sell it. No, it's not. That's why it's 401k, because it's not for sale. It's just, everyone knows you can't withdraw your 401k till you're like 62. So it has to sit there for 40 more years. Trev's just fighting wiring harness right now. You getting mad, bud?
I got it plugged in. Finally.
Oh, good. What's up? Maribel and the Rainy Day Supra. I mean, could be if it turns out to be a good engine. Maribel and the Rainy Day.
I mean, we might be freaking putting these things in everything here in a couple months, because that's all we'll be able to afford.
I know. We're not going to be able to afford 2Js anymore after this.
I mean, really, so a 2J.
It's like, what, $2,500 now?
No, they're more. They're like $2,800 now. And then, and then you got to buy a turbo, and then you want to buy an ECU,
and then
tranny, you
tranny.
want to buy everything else. You know, it's like realistically, how many horsepower does anybody want to make? I mean, everybody wants to make 1,000, but 1,000 is freaking expensive quick.
I mean, 1,000's getting real expensive.
1,000's the new
on this
300.
thing. For the internet. If you're on YouTube, 4 digits, people don't really realize what a 4-digit car actually is or how fast it is. Like, people are like, oh, your Supra doesn't make 1,000. Like, when's the last time you drove a 1,000 horsepower car? And some have, but
Or spend the money to build one.
or spent your own money to build one. Yeah, like it's a lot of money.
But eventually, the Supra is going to be 1,000 horsepower. Which is not right now.
Yeah.
That's always been.
I mean, it makes like 7-ish. I mean, it ran 135 and a quarter, so it's plenty fast. It's fast. It's a 10-second car. It's got it in it. Oh, one thing we haven't shown you guys yet, been waiting to show off, now I'll just do it, is this freaking tool set right here. So you guys know we've used Tectons in the past. We just picked up one of these. this has got like everything from 6 mils all the way to 24s.
Standard.
And
Standards and metrics, deeps and shallows.
yeah, and they're cheap, super cheap. So if you need like a one kit thing, check out the Tectons. Use the Amazon link, affiliate link, check them out. For the money, they're great, and I mean they have tons of stuff. So we've been using them. Ooh, someone had a super chat. Hey man, Adrian, appreciate that super chat, man. We're doing our best, just hanging out here, just quarantining. I always joke. I see Trevor's the only person I see every day for the last how many months now?
It's been about a month now.
Yeah, I see Jamie, Carson, you, and my roommate, and that's it now. Yeah. Harbor Freight is life. I mean, hey, I've used some Harbor Freight tools too, but those Tectons over there, they're quality, man. Oh, the Amazon links? Just go to like any previous video and it's in the description. It says like tools we use.
In the description of this video,
and it might even be in the description of this one. But I don't know.
If you guys are watching this later, I'll go back and put it in there. But
yeah. Trevor's got motorbikes. Yeah, he's got his dirt bike over there. KTM.
350. XCW or XCFW or whatever you want to call it. Literally my dream bike. Like, dream trail bike, I guess. And now I don't even have time to ride it. But with all this quarantine stuff, I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to go. I need to order a tire. I did a burnout in a live stream, and now the tire's gone.
So, for those just joining, we are just working on the Marabera, the Vortec 4200. So it's a 4.2 liter inline six. So it's kind of the American big boy JZ. Or the Chevy Barra, so the Marabera.
We don't know if it's good or not.
So that's when Trevor's getting the ECU Master kind of pinned in, piggyback, to see if we can do the injectors and all that, and actually tune it a little bit for some boosties. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, we're trying. He's got the MU connector right here. So for those, you can see there's a couple.
And I've never done this before, so
yeah,
we're figuring it out. We're winging it.
We're testing as we go, R&D, right? Yeah, we watched the Motor Trend episodes on there. That was kind of some inspiration, and
so they talked about it. They didn't show anything.
We're trying to overcome the barriers that they hit. So,
which was probably
just tuning
like 7 pounds. I don't know.
Yeah.
They made like 400 horse and 400 torque at 7 pounds of boost. Not too bad. Seems like
some good power.
I mean, it's decent for what it is, for a super cheap engine and a freaking cobbled together turbo kit, like freaking LS1. And the other thing is like this is a cool swap for like, it's just different, That's one thing, it's different.
Like if we find out this works and we can tell people, hey, you could make this much power on a $300 junkyard engine, that might help, most of you guys out that can't afford a $2,000 2J.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or like, you just want a freaking... People swap these things in Land Cruisers, Land Rovers. They put them in Jeeps, bunch of stuff. C10s, not Corvettes, but Camaros.
Yeah, with 410 shit.
They just put them in everything. But it's like an old... It's kind of like a... don't get offended if you're watching me, but it's like a freaking old man swap. Because like a bunch of the people who've done the swap, like, they've just done it in their garage by themselves, and they've never posted a picture of it. And like, and even in that group that I'm in, like one guy was like, yeah, I built this car like 5 years ago, and I think he had it like swapped. And maybe it wasn't 5, but it was a couple years ago, and he like did the whole thing, didn't document anything, but then like shared a post the other day, like showing, kind of his whole build, like, oh, check out, this is what I did. So
So a couple questions that came up in there. Let's see. Some people asked, about the CRX and stuff. CRX is chilling. It's out back. It's still in the plans, but it's not on the top of the priority list right now. So waiting on that, but it will get done. Civic, same thing. Waiting on some OE parts to get here. Just waiting on parts to get that all buttoned up, but it's over there. It's over there. It's, you know, it's getting there. Try messing with a Volkswagen. We did. It's outside. There's a Volkswagen sitting outside. The most expensive Volkswagen you ever messed with, Trev.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Here, you guys want to see? For those that forgot about the Volkswagen, let's go get a walk. Let's go see the Volkswagen real quick. There she is. Look at that Volkswagen. Woo! There she is. So, most expensive Volkswagen, you'll see. Ben said, push YouTube Red subs. I've seen and found it's better by lost worth every penny to have. Click an ad. I mean, yeah, if you guys watch a lot of YouTube, like my brother has YouTube Red, and he freaking loves it. He hates ads, so. And then your content creators still get support. You don't have to watch ads. So if you want to do that, you can do that. Whatever works for you. Supra, I just passed it by. It's chilling. I know it's not the most one. I meant the most expensive one we've ever had here.
What?
Some guy said it's not the most expensive Volkswagen.
Yes, it's just my most.
A Bugatti is probably the most expensive one.
That's for sure.
So Tony Delaney got him some merch. So appreciate that, Tony. Appreciate the support. What are we doing for SEMA? We don't have any SEMA plans this year. Our builds yet. We haven't.
It'd be sick to get like.
But we haven't talked to any companies yet either. So.
What I'd like to do is I wish I could get like a company that's like, hey, we want your car in our booth at SEMA. Like, this is our product that we offer. That's like, let's say it's a product that's an air filter. You know, they're like, okay, and then they're like, okay, well, I'll give you $10,000 to like build a car, bring it to SEMA, take care of all your transportation, all that type of stuff. You know, like something like that would make sense. As far as doing everything out of pocket, it's a lot of money out of pocket to do everything. Like do a specific SEMA build, and then I don't know. I'm not schooled on like the SEMA stuff. Like I don't know if I know there's companies that will pay you to have your car in their booth, and there's other companies that are just like, you know, they don't pay you to have your car in the booth. But kind of the thing with Koenig, you know, it was kind of they've helped me out and done a bunch of stuff, so they helped me get it there. But yeah, it would be cool to kind of have like a build sponsored by a company to go to SEMA. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. So, you guys may get to witness the Vortec first start.
Oh, it ain't gonna start.
Oh, it's not?
Well, it's not gonna start. I just need to. We're testing. Right?
Oh, testing to see if signals.
I'm just seeing if I'm gonna get a crank position sensor signal. That's mostly what I'm doing right now.
Trevi on some air red. I don't think we've ever talked about even doing a car with air, really.
No. C10.
Maybe, yeah. I think a C10 on air would be sick. Yeah, the R8's still for sale, so if you guys know anybody in the market, it's still for sale, for the guy who asked.
I would really like to sell it.
We care about the Vortec, bud. That's why it's here. We don't know. So, Motor Trend, like I said, they made 7 pounds on theirs. So, I mean, we want to maybe do the same or more.
Like some people in the group were like, "Oh, I made like 630 on one." You know, other guys freaking. There's a guy in Studebaker around like 10. He's probably making 500.
Yeah.
Maybe. Something like that.
So the only car I think we've sold so far is the GSX, right?
And that black 240.
Oh, and a black S13, but that was a while ago.
But that was a while ago. Yeah.
Dotson's chilling. It's at the house.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard these U-turn on. Yeah, I heard AccuAir filed bankruptcy. That's crazy.
Acura?
AccuAir.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Is there a item number on that toolkit? Let me see if there's like a barcode on this one specifically. It's tight though. Let me see. There's probably gonna, I don't see one. No, this is just the 3/8 drive, 1/4 inch to 1 inch, 6 to 24 mil. multi-set, but they make them. They make a bunch of different ones. They make bigger ones, smaller ones. They're tight and they're cheap too. They're a good price. Can I get an email through your Instagram? Yeah, it's just motionouttv@gmail. If you want to shoot us an email about that R8, man, go ahead. Yeah, we're just kind of messing around saying that. What if the Barra is better than the 2J? And it could be the new Supra engine because it's the new Barra, the new Mare Barra. That's the plan. We can only hope. But we'll see. We don't know. Thoughts on Adam's E36? Oh, that thing's tight. What do you think about Adam's E36, Trev? Trev said it's pretty tight. Any real interest in doing a subscriber car build giveaway? Yeah, we still talk about doing a subscriber build giveaway. It's just figuring out the logistics and how it would work and what it would look like and everything. But sold the RV like 6 months ago, so try to get an R35 GTR from salvage. Maybe, yeah, that'd be cool. Just it seems everything on auction is expensive nowadays. It used to be so much cheaper, and then all these darn YouTubers found out about it. Trev, how long ago did you buy your first car from auction?
Long time ago.
Yeah, like 4 years ago, did you say?
My first car from auction?
Yeah.
Oh, I was buying cars from auction.
I mean, like internet auction, not like.
Oh, internet?
Yeah, like.
It was Jamie Saw. That was probably 2015 or so.
So Trev, the OG Copart rebuilder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll disconnect the injectors.
Just to see.
That's a little weird.
So what else? What else? You guys got questions? What else is going on while Trevor's checking signals and stuff and seeing what else we got? Everyone give it a like. Appreciate the support, man. Jamie have the BMW. Jamie doesn't want a car. She wants an SUV. That's why they went.
That was the plan.
Yeah, that was the plan. 'Cause it's like, oh, it's newer. It's wagon, and then she wants something bigger and to be more up, not so low to the road. So went with the 4Runner. She likes it. It was her idea to get the 4Runner. So for now, that's got some suspension and stuff for that, but yeah, cars used to be cheap, and then everybody figured it out. Everybody started jumping on the train. Plans to take the Civic. Yeah, so the plans are to take the Civic and the 2J Mustang to all the Cleetuson cars. So that's the plan. If we can get a 2-car trailer and make it happen. Oh, the Supra versus Dave's Hellcat wouldn't even be a race. Huh, Trev?
Yeah. That Hellcat gets spanked.
The Hellcat's heavy. And it makes 700 crank. How did Trev and I meet? Trev and I just met through like a mutual friend. We were both doing Honda stuff here in town. And I hit up his... She ain't cranking. So... Jamie and Trev, I'm always on Trev's side, duh. What do I drive? I drive a Saab 9.3. Here, I'll show you guys, just like Trevor's old one. I don't believe you guys never seen my Saab. The old reliable. There she is. Look at her. There she is. Ooh. That's the daily bud. I got that thing for $3,500. Mint. Not super mint, but it's pretty good. How much time do I spend at the shop? I'd say at least 8 to 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. So whatever that is. Yeah, no dad wagon for me yet. Just wagon.
I mean, you don't know.
I mean, I know. Let's see. Oh, the neighbors were cool about the burnout. They haven't said anything, huh?
I haven't talked to that.
He hasn't talked to the ones that got smoked out yet, but
I feel like like she's taking a nap or something inside. I don't think she.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she knows. But.
Yeah. Any FD plans? No, not right now. FD's expensive. Why did I change my name? So my Instagram name, I changed it because I was just making a joke with some friends one night. We were cooking and I just thought it sounded funny. And I said I was just going to leave it for like 48 hours. And then I just haven't changed it back because I just think it's funny. Do I have a YouTube channel? Yeah, so I have like old videos, but I haven't probably uploaded in 2.5 years since I've been doing stuff with Trev. I mostly just did like my motorcycle stuff. Some cars, but mostly just my motorcycle stuff on there. So Trev's messing with that a little bit. Trying to get this bad dog to work on the Vortec. So I don't know. Trev, have you talked to Adam if you're gonna do FD again this year? I don't think you guys have talked about it yet. No, I think it's all in the preliminary stages. So it's still early. Trevor using the Supra. No, Trevor doesn't drift the Supra at all. Well, I mean like for fun, but not like competing. No, that's. Why don't you guys ever rep our city? It's just a privacy thing, I would say mostly. It's not that we're not proud of our city. It's just privacy. It's trying to maintain, some normality. We don't want to be like. I mean, there's other YouTubers and people show up in your house and your shop and they see all your cars and what you have and everything. It's just trying to maintain some security and privacy. So that's about it. It's nothing personal or anything like that, but yeah, C10 would be sick. Any comments about Goon Squad? No, Goon Squad's tight. I mean, what they're doing is cool. We've actually talked to them for quite a bit, DMing them and stuff, and we've been on calls and stuff with the guys there, and they're cool guys. Kudos to them and congratulations for making it, man. I mean, that's what we all want. Coming out of K-Swap builds in future. Besides the Civic, the all-wheel drive Civic, I mean, obviously, if you guys don't remember, my CRX was previously K-Series, so it's K-ready right now. So we'll just that would probably be the next K car or the S14, one of the two. So K-Swap the world, that's what they're saying. Trevor's trying. He's trying to figure out. So Trevor just pinned in some of the like the injectors, the TPS, stuff like that for the EMU, trying to piggyback it off the stock ECU. So that's what he's messing with right now to see if we can get the Maribera, the Vortec, to do it. Yeah, I mean, if it starts, it starts. We don't know. You guys are gonna see it just with us. This is a first for everybody, and Trev.
Right.
Yeah. Are we gonna put a dyno in? No. I mean, if you guys saw the We Got a Dyno video, we got a friend here in town that got one, so he's close to us, so that's nice. We can just use his for, quick changes and everything like that, because PFI and M-Spec and everything like that, they're a ways away from us, so it's like a whole day trip anytime we need to make a run to the dyno or anything like that. So shout out to M-Spec and PFI every time they've helped us out, but sometimes they, sometimes we just need quick little things or just see how much a car makes and stuff. So Build Tune Race, he has that dyno now, which is going to be awesome just to have in the area for a tool. What do you think about the K-Swap smart car? I actually didn't watch it. I saw the title and I thought that was a cool idea. I mean, obviously smart cars are tiny and K-Series make power, but I honestly just didn't have time to watch the whole thing. What are you doing, bud? They're getting bored, Trev. Just looking at you.
You're getting bored?
I don't know. You guys getting bored? Staring at Trev, this engine. Look at my brides, though. Look at my brides, though. These are mine. Trevor stole them. He stole them. Hey, does anybody need any DA Integra parts by chance? DA Integra parts? I have a bunch of them. I have one-piece headlights. Some different stuff. Some bushing kits. Any bushings. Bunch of leftovers. Oh, we got a super chat. Hey, Ben. Hey, man. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate the love and support. As always, shout out. Yeah. Everyone needs a 2J, yeah. Oh, guys, you guys want to see the most painful thing you've ever seen? Oh. You guys see it? Oh. Don't take your cars to SEMA. Don't take your car to SEMA. Yeah, that's what happens at SEMA, guys. That's what happens. I showed him.
You showed him, huh?
Yeah. What the SEMA crowds do to your car. Fortunately.
Yeah.
It's all right, though. Should be able to PDR it, honestly. It should come out, glue pull it or something. My brother's shop, they do PDR, so hopefully it'll come out with the rest of it. I mean, literally this thing, so we ceramic coated it for SEMA. Trevor did the burnout and then just literally came and just did a spotless rinse on it, and it just looks perfect still. I think. Look at that. Perfect. Will I do a build on the channel? Yeah, if I ever do a build on the channel, it's going to be my CRX, my K-Swap CRX, so that'll probably be my car. Yeah. What's happening, Trevi? What do you think? What readings are you getting?
Well, no readings, actually, in a way.
Why?
It's really safe.
Oh. Oh, wow.
I was wondering why nothing was happening.
Mm-hmm.
You should turn off the key.
Do you work on other people's cars? No, we don't do any public work, really. Just, I mean, we got this and that and that and that. But we've thought about it.
I thought of it, do like an application process and do like
A build. Like if someone else wanted like their car built on the channel, but they were gonna pay for it, and they're gonna let us like have more control of it, it'd probably be an option. But why CRX? It's because I've had it for a while and it's already K ready. It was K-Swap before. It was a running driving K CRX probably 12 years ago. So it was like an early K-Swap CRX. So it's still K ready as mounts and the wiring, shifter, linkage, or cables and all that. But, so we just need to put another one in there, clean it up. So Brad, Super Chat says, I've been thinking about buying an Acura RSX Type S and throwing a turbo on the factory K, but then on the other hand, I don't know if it would be better to buy a Civic and K-Swap it instead. I mean, so if you can get the RSX for a good deal, I mean, you're already going to get the 6-speed trans, and the K20 A2s hold. I mean, we made, like 600 something on an A2 before we threw a rod on it, and that's because it overboosted on the dyno because the wastegate was backwards. But like Kyle on his K20 A2 was making, upwards of 500 plus on his for a long time. They're strong engines. So I would just do that because then you don't have to buy all the K-Swap stuff and a chassis. Just depends on how much is wrong with it. Ooh, 20%. Ooh. Injectors, yeah. Well, it cranks, so it's got plug-in injectors.
Well, it's not getting crank triggered right now.
Ooh.
Can you hand me all the papers that are on the...
All the Vortex stuff? Yeah. All the pinout stuff. No windshield. How you doing? Cool. Well, guys, we've been hanging out with you for almost an hour talking during quarantine, you know, club quarantine. If you guys don't watch Tory Lanez, get on Tory Lanez's club quarantine on Instagram. It's hilarious. But we'll probably get wrapping this up here for a little bit. I know it's been like an hour. You guys have been hanging out. Appreciate it. I mean, we'll maybe jump on these at least more often, maybe once a day. We'll at least say what's up. Dotson, yeah, still around, just chilling. The LS, Chris's LS Huracan, no, that thing's tight. They did a lot of work on that thing, a lot of custom work, like all the carbon fiber panels and stuff they did, which is tight. So, but, yeah, so we're trying to get the ECU Master piggybacked on the Vortec here. See if we can get an Ameribarrel, 4.2 liter inline six. It's got some displacement. Everybody loves an inline six. So, yeah, we're not messing with anything. We're just mostly just the Trev's on the laptop right now. He's already got it kind of pinned in, hopefully. And give it a go. No crank signal? I'm gonna have to put a trigger wheel. Well, the trigger wheel's in the oil pan, isn't it?
That's what I do.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, you're just trying to piggyback off that sensor? Gotcha. Yeah, the R8's outside. I showed it earlier. It's still here. Still for sale, so it's out there.
My TPS works.
That's good.
That's the only thing that shows up.
Just TPS, huh?
Yeah, we don't have
Because injectors don't fire because there's no crank signal, huh?
Well, I don't have them plugged in right now. I'm just trying to see if it'll even show anything on the oscilloscope. That's what I'm trying to do mostly.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, yeah, this is a first. So, this is a first. F820s are trash. I don't know the validity of that. I thought the F820s were stronger than the STI engines, the 25s, but I don't know Subarus either, though. So, look at this bad dog. Dog box? Dog box? Dog box? Can't start drifting on a budget. Cheaper drive car with the eBay trail make 200 horsepower. Dude, you can get like an E36 or an E46 chassis. And you could drift that thing. Like you can get the eBay arms and stuff like Trevor did on his. And you could drift a BMW pretty cheap. Who's here? Oh, who's that? Oh, it's the neighbor. Okay, he was up at the body shop. You want to talk to him? Here, you want to go talk to him?
All right, guys, how you doing? All right, so we're.
You guys know anything about them cyclones and turbos?
Oh, we got a random guy that showed up to the shop. So we're. This is what I'm messing with over here on the ECU Master. So basically, what I did is I'm sharing the crank signal right now with the stock ECU. So I don't even know if it'll register right there. Sounds like the battery's a little bit dead. But basically what I'm trying to do is just set it up in here and then use this crank scope, the oscilloscope or whatever. So when I crank this thing, I should hold this button and that'll get the scope data and it should show me like where the missing teeth and stuff are, just because I have no idea what crank signal, crank sensor, that type of stuff is in here. And it might not even be able to be read or not, because I don't know if it's a VR sensor or Hall sensor. So basically what I'm doing is coming over here to primary trigger. You can see it's set up as a VR sensor right now. So now I'm just kind of playing with it. So like an LS1 is set up like this. So yeah, I mean, I just don't even know where to go with this whole setup right here. Yeah, just kind of trying to figure this out. I mean, I'm definitely going to figure it out eventually. So then kind of what you do is you set up like number of cylinders, number of missing teeth. Uh, Again, this is all stuff that I've never done before, so I kind of used a base map from a like an LM7, which is a drive-by-wire aluminum 5.3 LS that ECU Master had. So I'm basically using the drive-by-wire information off of that, and then use some of the other pins. And I figure since it's GM, it'll be kind of what tooth count are you using for the trigger wheel. So right now I actually don't have a tooth count. So that's what I was trying to get to show up in this whole oscilloscope. So ECU Master has an oscilloscope table in it. So you have your primary trigger, your secondary trigger, and your cam. And so like in a normal log or whatever, you'd be able to see how many counts it had, and then you'd see like a missing tooth, and then you'd be able to count it. And then you could come over here and you could say, okay, it's a 6-cylinder. This is the number of teeth that are missing. This is the first trigger tooth. This is the trigger angle, stuff like that. Why don't you put a secondary crank sensor on the new engine management and leave the original for outputs? Yeah, I mean, that would be another option too. Is just picking up another crank position or crank thing and just kind of welding it on the front, kind of how I did on the Mustang. That would definitely be a good idea to do that. But I just figured some people have made these things run on Mega Squirt, I believe, with the stock crank signals and trigger wheels and all that stuff too, I believe. So the other thing is somebody said something about upgrading to a 08 crank position sensor. Must have a manual lap scope to scope it. So ECU Master has this scope setting right here. But the other thing is I'm not sure how to get as far as the sensor, like whether it's a Hall sensor or a VR sensor. I need to do some Googling and be like, oh, what is a Hall sensor, what is a VR sensor, how to tell the difference, that type of stuff. And then I'll look at it, and then I'll kind of do some guessing to kind of maybe try to figure it out. But yeah, that's the whole plan. And then the other thing is I'm actually not sure what if the actual crank, since I'm sharing the ECU with the stock ECU right now, I don't know if it likes that or not. Like if the stock ECU has like a pull-up resistor in it or something that could be manipulating the signal or something like that. So that's kind of that's another thing. That's another thing that I'm trying to figure out right now is like, can I share that sensor with the stock ECU? Because then I think it's gonna need that. You should also have a 7-notch crank trigger. IIRC. What else did Wrenching with Mike say? Maybe he had some good, it sounded like he had some good information. So I'm trying to scroll back up and see what he said. Yeah, sharing signals. So the other thing I might do right after this. So the other thing, I guess all of the things, I don't know what to do with VR sensor with a 7-notch crank sensor IRC. I had an 04 Trailblazer. 7-notch. I don't know. I don't get the 7-notch because I was looking at pictures of crank signals. There's like 7 notches in the thing, but it should be like, if it's like an LS1, it should be like a 58 tooth or something crazy like that. Scope straight from the sensor pins with snap-on or Pico scope. Yeah. So again, this is just stuff that I've never done before. So I don't really know. And I went to the ECU Master class, and we were talking a lot about, kind of setting up something from scratch. If you didn't have like settings or whatever for, or an engine that had ever been run on something like this. So this is kind of a learning thing for me, and that's why I'm basically going through this process and, failing as I go along to realize what I actually need to do to try to, how many pins so the crank sensor has 2 pins on it. The cam sensor has 3 pins on it. And I actually need to go and tell it what that, so the cam sensor is do not use cam input too. So I think that, so the cam sensor, if it's a VR, it won't like sharing voltage. It's probably shielded wiring. So it's actually not shielded wiring. Voltage drops are real. So maybe, let me go out here real quick, and I could just freaking clip it. I'll just give it the old clip and see. I mean, just to see if I could get this thing to start right now on the stock stuff. Just if I could get a signal out of it. Let's see. What?
I guess you'd have to.
Well, I was just gonna freaking cut it, and then I mean, I guess we'll figure it out later if it likes it or not. If it likes sharing a signal. So we cut the crank sensor right now. So the other sensor we have is this cam sensor right here. That's cam sensor. No, I didn't blow it up. I'd say hall sensor. You can give me engine code. So it's a GM 4200, and the crank sensor is right down there. It's right above. So if you see the knock sensor on the bottom, that's the crank sensor right above it. And the other thing is I'm not, I'm actually not like giving the ECU any grounds anywhere, or I'm not like sharing any like a sensor ground or anything like that. I'm letting the stock ECU do all that. So I'm not sure if I need to be doing that or not. Like actually giving the sensor ground from the ECU or the sensor ground from the stock ECU. I mean, I don't know, that would probably make sense that I should probably like take the sensor ground that's going to like the crank sensor and then give that to the ECU master instead of letting the stock ECU kind of do whatever it's doing. But my idea was I was gonna let the stock, I was basically gonna let the stock ECU and the stock engine harness give everything power, like the ignition coils and the drive-by-wire and the 5-volt for all the references and stuff, just so I didn't have to run like a crazy wiring harness or do a bunch of stuff. 12 cam sensors. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're working with right now. We got like 800 people on here. That's actually pretty impressive. So I really appreciate all you guys kind of sticking around. But I do, Trevor, are you interested in a C10 step side? So yes, I am still looking for a C10. I would rather have a fleet side short bed, you know, which everybody would rather have a fleet side short bed, is kind of what I've gathered, but I think they look the best, and probably because they do. But yeah, so I think we're probably going to hop off here. I really appreciate all you guys tuning in. If you guys want to support the channel, again, super chats are always nice. We have some merchandise and stuff on the website that is all discounted, and you know, the Patreon as well.
Affiliate links.
Yeah, and the affiliate links and stuff in the description. So yeah, again, really appreciate all you guys tuning in. If you guys have some information to share with me on this whole Ameribear thing, or you know, some sensors, or some, you know, if I'm doing something really wrong, shoot me a DM on Instagram, or comment, you know, on like another post or something, and we'll get back to you guys. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching. We're gonna hop off here. Sorry, no burnout for now. I'm gonna try to save some of this stuff for the video, so we'll see you guys later.